Hi, Richard Moore here from 8 Step Startup. We're currently experiencing a heat wave here in the UK, so this is the cursory 3 hours of summertime that we get in this country. I presume tomorrow will be back to 11 degrees and we'll all be back in out of shorts again. But I wanted to respond to a question that was asked yesterday. I'm going to slightly rephrase it, but thank you to Andrew for asking this. And he asked something along the lines of, what's the piece of advice you think is very important that you wish people would ask or wish people were aware of more often? And I think kind of to take that and run with it, I really think that people should be more aware of this. I suppose the advice that you should work or operate on the basis that you don't have much time. And I think it's a really powerful thing. It's worked really well for me. If you work as if you don't have much time, what this actually means is you work as if there are deadlines there that you knew of in a kind of a retrospective sense. So it's almost like you could look back in time. If you could look back in time over the last 5 years, would there not be places or times when you'd be saying to yourself, look, you need to hustle now because you don't realise that you're going to be ill in 3 months' time and that's going to put you out for a week, and, you know, or whatever stuff is going to happen, you know. And, you know, we could go as extreme as talking about death, disease and illness and things like that. And, you know, that's possibly an effective way of looking at things. But I think in short, it's important to always be thinking to yourself, look, I don't know how long I've got, but one thing I do know is that there's a need here to fulfill potential. Okay, and if there's a potential to really succeed with my startup, or if it can really help people, for instance, well, then I need to do my best with that. And, you know, a phrase which is perfect here is, if you're deck chairing it, as in if you're just chilling out quite a bit, you're taking extended YouTube breaks, or if you're, you know, playing Xbox or watching TV, when in reality you're not where you should be yet, well, you know, you need to perhaps think about your use of time, because you're going to be gutted if something happened that impedes, especially if it was permanently, impedes your ability to actually deliver in your business. So whilst the going's good, whilst you're able-bodied, whilst you're young, whatever that word means, that could be 45, that could be 65, that could be 25, doesn't matter. You know, reality is that young is a feeling, I suppose, more than just an age. But you don't know what's coming around the corner. So if you have the opportunity to run hard for your business, you really must do it. And so working as if you haven't got much time, putting deadlines earlier than they need be, that kind of approach to things, and this isn't just for starting your business, but in general, it makes a massive difference, because you get stuff done then. And there are people out there, I hear it all the time, and who they say it to me, you know, you should take a bit more of a leisurely approach. Look, you're doing fine, man. You should just, you know, enjoy the ride a bit more, slow down. Why don't you take some time out, all that kind of thing. But the thing is, what got me to where I am is actually working at this hard anyway, and so it would actually be a bit of a kick in the teeth to my previous self to then ease up, given I'd worked so hard to get here. So with that in mind, you should always be pushing as hard as you can, because it might just be that if you work that much harder and find that extra gear and work as if, you know, time might well be an issue, even if there is no evidence to support that it would be, it might be then a year from now you've created something that's really sustaining itself and doing a great job. And then if something terrible happened, well, do you know what, wouldn't you be pleased that you did that and worked that, you know, extra hard? And you know, that goes a long way then, because if you've got, for instance, family, well, then you've now got a legacy rather than potentially some kind of debt or something like that. So work as if you don't have much time, especially when you do, because that's your opportunity to take advantage of something extra that you've been given. You don't know what's around the corner, so you should always be thrashing it out, because if nothing happens, then good for you. If something does happen, well, at least you did your best, and at least your company is rolling and moving and strong, because you know, you did something about this lack of time, almost as if there was forethought or foresight to that kind of nothing that could impede you really blowing up. So I hope that helps. Enjoy yourself today, whatever you're doing. I'm going to go teach for a couple of hours, and you know, hopefully I can do something with the time that I've got here today. I do know I've only got an hour and a half with these students, so I'm going to do my best to give them the most. But you know, you should operate on the basis that, do you know, what would it look like if I only had a half year to fulfill my dreams or to build my business up? What would I need to be doing right now? You don't know how long you've got. Don't act like, oh, I'm only 25 years old, I've got decades, so I'll take it easy. Get off your Xbox, get off your ass and build your business, and your future self will thank you for it. So again, Andrew, thanks for the question. I hope that elaborates a bit more on the answer I originally gave you, and yeah, bear that in mind. I think it's something that people don't focus on enough, but it's certainly something that's pretty profound for me. And yeah, I'll speak to you again soon.